他现在是已经在分享当中了。好，在录影了。Okay, so let us go back to the source code in chapter 2. Okay, for the chapter 2, so the first is I would like to tell you what is a data set. 资料集是什么? So what kind of the data we are using in our departments, in our companies. So for this example, you know the format for the data set. We also call data frame. Okay, in the source code in the chapter 2, there is a hyperlink here. So you may to click this hyperlink to go to the data set for the UCI data set. Okay, here is you can see the name for the website we call Machine Learning Repository. 你们应该可以在你们的荧幕上执行吧 ？Okay. Okay, you may exercise on your screen, on your computers, and you can look at the screen on the whiteboard. Okay, so here is the website for machine learning repository. What is a repository? We call database. So because right now we are doing the business analytics process, but unfortunately we don't have the real data. We don't have the data set for analysis. So that's why for the UCI is the University of California, Irvine. 在 Irvine 的美国加州大学呢，它提供了 they provide at least maybe 500 data sets for us to learn the data analytics. Okay, so the first data set I would like to introduce is the bank marketing data set. Okay, so for this class, either you exercise my source code, also you have to prepare your class notes, because I didn't put this information on the class notes I just provided. I just have this chapter 2 and all the way to the chapter 3. I encourage you so you can make your own class notes as we go through all the process. You can keep the class notes in your Colab Jupyter notebook. How to create the class note for our class? Okay, I will show you. Okay, so the first is we have the keyword for UCI dataset. So you may find the first result for search is the dataset UCI machine learning repository here. So you may find there are more than 600 datasets. 他们超过了600个这个资料集可以让你去应用。Later I will explain how to look at the dataset in this website. Okay, so let us go back to the spend marketing dataset. For the dataset, more than 600 datasets, they have the same format for each dataset for description. 好，这个600多个资料集呢，它的说明的文件呢，都长得一般般，都是大概都类似。So you have to know the format for each data set. Because we have to realize the data set, what is the purpose? So we have to know the data set first, especially for the variables. Later, I will explain what is the variable for each data set. 就好像你们做菜一样 so you have to know the material, okay? The meat, the vegetable. So you have to realize the material you are going to cook. If you don't know, if you are not familiar with the data you are going to investigate, you cannot do a good job for the data analytics. Okay, so for the bank marketing data set, so in this description, you have to look at the data set name. So because the data set is about the bank marketing, 银行的行销资料. Okay, so you may find the abstract for each data set. What is abstract? 摘要. Okay, it tells you the purpose for the bank marketing data set. For the abstract for the bank marketing, it tells you the data is related to direct marketing campaign. What is the direct marketing? 就是打电话. So we call phone call marketing. To call you if you want to subscribe their promotions, to subscribe, to buy their product. Okay, so each one may have some direct marketing call from maybe from banking or maybe from commercial company, 行销的电话. Okay, so this data is related to the direct marketing campaign, 活动, 一个行销的活动. Okay, call, phone call for banking systems. Okay, 在这个是葡萄牙吧, produce institutions. And the goal for the data set is to predict. Okay, this is why the company want to use the data analytics, because they always want to make a prediction for their customers. 你要预测你的客户会不会买你的商品. You have to predict your customers will buy what kind of product. You have to make a prediction. 预测. So that's why the AI data analytics is so important for our companies. Okay, so for the data set is to predict their client. Client is their customers, will buy, will subscribe a term deposit. What is a term deposit? It's a financial product, 一个金融的商品. Maybe in the bank marketing we call 定存, 一个理财的商品. Okay, so they make a phone call to their customers to get a promotion for their customer to subscribe, to buy the term deposit, 就买这样的一个商品. And they record all the variables. So how many variables? There are 17 个变数. Okay, so later I will explain what is the variables for this data set. So for this data set, there are 16 variables for the data set. So how many instances? What is the instance? So how many code did the company code? Okay, they have to code more than 45,000， 他们打了大概45000多通的电话。So each code we call one instance. So how many instances? More than 45,000 45000多通的电话。Okay, so how do you make your class notes for the band marketing? Okay, so you have to make to copy some informations like the characters. Okay, 这个是我自己做的啦。Okay, so I make some examples how to make your to do your own class notes for this class, and the better class notes format, you get a higher performance. Okay, just copy the English characters, or maybe you can translate to Chinese. It's okay. Okay, so go back to the first index for our class. Because for the chapter 2, you have to learn what is the data set means, and which the data repository we are using. Okay, there are 2 parts for the class note. So you can go on this block in the bottom here. So you may find two blocks you can create it. One for Python source code, the other for the characters is your memo class note. 这边有看到吧？大家看得到？好，没有问题吧？Okay, so go back to the first Colab in the chapter 2 area. OK， 好，切换一下，怎么样去做啊？就第一堂课不会太快。Okay, so here you have to make your own class note because I didn't provide all the detail in the class. So you have to have your class note. 好，所以说你要记录老师的一些的程序，好不好？好 ，Okay, so how to make your own class note? If you want to have your class notes, you have to have a new text for the text box here. Okay, just copy the character we just copy from the band marketing data set. Okay, the band marketing data set is abstract, this one. If you want to highlight the title for the text, so you have this punch sign, 6个井字号 ，OK， 这个字体就比较大了 ，OK， this is for the title format for the text area. 好，再看一看。Okay, so you have the class note for the band marketing data set. Also, you want to save to keep the website for band marketing. So you just copy the hyperlink and also to copy, double click, so you can to enter the hyperlink. 这个就是你做你自己的笔记本了，好，会吧？好，试试看。Okay, so you can have some class notes for describe what is the brand marketing data set. Okay, so for the class notes, you also can save the diagram, the pictures in your class notes. How to save, to insert a picture in your class note, the Jupyter notebook, okay? Let me show you. If you want to copy this diagram, so you can use the copy tools provided by Windows. So you can start, 从开始 okay? The Windows Start Kit. So you can find in the folder, 这个资料夹 find all the way down to Windows 附属应用程式。And you may find a copying tools 截取工具，好，知道吧？截取工具。Okay, so I used to draw these cutting tools to my toolbox. 你就把它拉到你的 toolbox 上面来。好，那我荧幕没有收了，好来。Okay, how to make a copy if I want to copy this diagram? So just to click here. Here is the app for the cutting tools to cut. You just the area you want to cut. Okay, and then go back to the brand marketing data set here. So here, my suggestions, you have to create another text file here, text block. 再加上一个，不要跟这个文字在一起，因为 because the files for diagram is too many characters, you don't understand. Okay, 好 ，copy 一下 ，Control V to paste the diagram into your Colab. Okay, 好，没有问题之后呢 ，and then to create another text block again. So then you may find the diagram you just copy from the website. 懂了吧？好 ，OK. So you can have your class note for English characters or maybe in Chinese characters, the descriptions for the class note. The hyperlink, so you have just provided. Also, you can have some diagram for your class note. 好 ，OK， 你们做做看。好。好，那这里都是让各位做最基础的哈，因为这些让各位慢慢熟悉。好 ，So you are familiar how to do the Python source code, especially for the documentation. 好。当然，你们要交的时候，你们就交你们的这个 Jupyter notebook. Okay, later you submit the homework. So you have to submit the class note. Okay, the Jupyter notebook. Okay. 好，所以说这边的 class note 的资料，你们就可以自由发挥了。好。 Okay, so for the chapter 2, we are dealing with what is the data set and how to use the data repository in UCI dataset. And you know the first dataset dataset examples for bank marketing. 好，没问题吧？好。对，等一下。Okay, so I forgot to tell you. You have to use the 2 punch side. 你们可以用2个双引号或2个井字号。Okay, so if you use 2 double punch sides, you may see the difference. 看一下没有 ？So the font for the title should be smaller for the first one. 看到没 ？For the chapter 2, 它是1个 ，OK， 这边就是这样子看一下。如果说3个呢，3个 punch size 就3个井字号呢，它字体又更小，4个又更小，最大的就是1个井字号，大概都是用1个井字号是最前面的。Okay, for the first one we use the, okay, so you may see here. Okay, so for the brand marketing data set, so it can move to the right a little bit. Okay, 看到没？所以说在 Chapter 2里面呢，我们的第1点就在这里了。brand marketing data set. It's easy for you guys to do the index. It's clear for you. Read. 好。Colab 有时候它会断线如果说你有一阵子没有用的话你就重新再连线就好了。Okay, if you didn't use the Colab for a period of time, maybe it would terminate your connection. You just reload, okay? Reconnection is okay. 好，有没有问题？